And for this final piece, I suppose it's more of a flat wash really. I'll just move that around a little bit. I'm not wetting the paper, we've pre-wet for both of those, so they're called wet in wet. This one, I'm just doing straight away onto dry paper. And I'm using a slightly different coloured blue. I'm using an ultramarine, but this is mainly cobalt. So the main mix is cobalt with a small amount of ultramarine dropped into it. I'm loading my brush, and this is being done on dry paper, so the effect will be very different. Again, I'm covering from side to side. And I'm overlapping each line, so I'm not leaving empty, untouched bits of paper, overlapping each line. And this gives you quite a nice, much flatter finish all the way down. If you need to go back in at all, you need to start from the top. So there's no good going in halfway down and expecting the colours to remain the same. You can't do it. But by going back in from the top, you're bringing these colours all the way back down to the bottom. And how I'm going to lift the clouds out this time is I'm actually using a natural sponge. It's wet, you need to pre-wet it. And then it's fairly dry. And all I'm going to do is squeeze if you squeeze your sponge and it's still got water coming out, it's too wet. But I'm going to squeeze my sponge and then just touch it into the paint. Again, you can get some lovely cloud effects. How hard you press will decide how much paint you lift out. Some people find that using the sponge gives them a much softer look to the sky. Other people find that it just makes them feel as though they've got a little bit more control. Personally, I just think it's horses for horses. So sometimes you may want to use one technique, sometimes you may want to use another. But if you practice them all, you'll find out what works best for you and what look you prefer. See, nice, soft, fluffy clouds. And I'm going to leave that. You make your own decisions. That's just a bit of a natural sponge. It's wet. I've wrung it out, squeezed out most of the surplus water. But the nice thing with the sponge is that you've got various surfaces as you move it round to lift out with. So here, for instance, I can apply a little bit more pressure and get a very white top on the cloud if I want. So if I press a little bit harder, I can alter those top edges quite easily. But as I say, have a little go at everything and see what works for you, what effect you like, what you prefer to do. It's the only way.